Welcome to the deep dive. So if you've been scrolling through social media recently, chances are you've seen them. Those slick ads for Laurent Montier watches.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Really
Yeah.
polished look.
Totally. They push this whole crafted in Paris vibe, very elegant, very French.
Mm.
Our mission today really is to get behind that shine. We want to figure out what you're actually buying here. Is it genuine luxury or, just really smart marketing?
A masterclass in branding, perhaps.
Exactly. And we kicked off our investigation looking at the biggest head scratcher, the price.
Right.
You look at their website, it's impressive. Clean design, these fancy model names like Las Fontaine, also Noir.
They look expensive.
They really do.
Yeah.
You'd think, okay, this has got to be a couple $1,000s, easily.
Minimum.
But then you see the price tag, right around $300.
And that's the disconnect, that gap between how it looks and what it costs. That's where the questions start. Because, with real high-end watchmaking, especially French or Swiss, that starting price would be much, much higher. You're paying for craftsmanship, the movement inside, the materials.
The heritage.
Precisely. And that's what seems to be, missing with Laurent Montier when you try to dig deeper.
There's not much there.
Almost nothing verifiable. For a brand that leans so heavily on Parisian roots, there's like zero company history you can check. No real press outside their own ads. And importantly, they're completely absent from serious watch collector forums.
Oh, interesting. So the enthusiasts aren't talking about them.
Not in the way they discuss established luxury brands, no.
Yeah.
True luxury gets scrutinized, debated, celebrated by those communities. Laurent Montier just isn't part of that conversation.
Okay, so they're not on the specialist forums, but they are showing up on customer review sites, right?
Yeah.
And the feedback there seems, all over the place.
It really is, which just adds to the whole puzzle.
Yeah, like on one side, you've got some buyers saying, hey, I got the watch. It looks good, feels decent.
Right.
Basically happy with the $300 aesthetic they paid for.
It got the look they wanted.
Right. But then
You see the other side, and this is where that lack of history and maybe infrastructure seems to bite. Lots of complaints about really slow shipping.
like weeks or months.
Sometimes, yeah.
Hmm.
And tracking numbers that don't work, customer service that's hard to reach, or just unresponsive.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe the focus was all on the glossy front end, not the back end logistics.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you connect those dots, the missing history, the service issues, the price point. And the theory that keeps popping up online seems pretty plausible.
Which is?
That these likely aren't designed and crafted piece by piece in Paris. The consensus is pointing towards watches being imported, probably mass-produced somewhere overseas.
And then just rebranded.
Essentially, yeah. Rebranded with the Laurent Montier name and that whole sophisticated French marketing angle. It points away from genuine French craftsmanship.
So let's try and nail this down then. What is Laurent Montier, actually? Is it a scam or?
Well, based on what we're seeing, it doesn't seem like an outright scam in the sense that you pay and get nothing. People do receive a watch.
Okay.
But calling it a true luxury brand, that doesn't fit either. The sources really point towards it being what you'd call a stylish private label company.
Right. Explain that a bit more.
Basically, it means they likely select existing watch designs, probably using reliable standard quartz movements in cases made elsewhere, often Asia. Then they put their own brand name on it, Laurent Montier, and build this very appealing premium image around it.
Ah.
So you're not paying for intricate French watchmaking, you're paying for the branding, the story, the photography, the marketing. A real $3,000 watch has complex engineering inside, often mechanical. A $300 fashion watch like this, it prioritizes the look.
Got it. So bringing this back to you, the listener,
Mhm.
what does all this mean if you're tempted by those ads?
It really boils down to what you're looking for.
Yeah, it seems like the decision comes down to your priorities. If you just love the design, that specific look, and you're okay spending $300 for that image, knowing what it likely is, maybe that's fine for you. It's a fashion accessory.
Exactly. Treat it like a fashion watch.
But if you're actually seeking genuine craftsmanship, something with potential investment value, or a brand with real verifiable history and authenticity.
Then the advice from this deep dive is pretty clear. You should probably look elsewhere, towards brands with that established track record in watchmaking.
Right.
And maybe it leaves you with a bigger question to chew on. How often does this happen? How often does that slick promise of luxury, that carefully built story, actually overshadow where and how something is really made? And, how much are we really willing to pay just for the narrative itself?
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.